What's a company secret you can share now that you don't work there? Oprah Winfrey had us edit her arm waddles in post-production. I worked at L'Oreal. The cosmetics from L'Oreal and Lancome are practically the same. But Lancome costs like $20 more. T-Mobile has two coverage maps. The one they show customers and the real one that is internal shows the actual coverage. Diminishes by about 50%. Their coverage is built on a bed of lies. I used to work in college admissions. Rich donors, athletes, and other VIPs have lower admission criteria. They still have minimums, but they're super easy to reach, even for a selective university. In the case of the university I worked for, BYU, children of General Church authorities also got this. Diet Sprite and Sprite Zero were the exact same thing. They didn't change the recipe one bit. They just changed the name and design. I worked for a major hotel chain in housekeeping for over 10 years. The number of suicides and people who die naturally in their rooms is a lot higher than you'd think. I worked at a huge convention hotel with over 1,000 rooms and it happened quite often. Unless it was a pretty gnarly mess, it would just get cleaned like normal and the next guest had no idea. 1 gallon of milk, 1 full bottle of Monin vanilla syrup and 1/6 of a pound of espresso brewed. Now freeze it. Boom! Joe Muggs frozen cappuccino. If you were on live chat with customer care, I could see what you were typing before pressing send. I watched people work through grotesque, racist, sexist statements, fraudulent lies and mistruths, meticulous grammar fixes, and their whole range of emotions in real time before deleting and typing OK. If you pick up a wall phone at Home Depot and push 7, it activates the store-wide intercom. This works in every store in my province as far as I know. Worked at American Toyota dealership in the body shop for 12 years. We would throw away literally everything regardless of the environmental impact. Car paint, which is nasty shit BTW, went straight to the dumpster. Radiator fluid? Down the drain. I even saw someone put oil down the drain a couple times even though we had barrels for it up in the service department. The only thing we saved was old car parts which the boss then sold to scrapyards and pocketed the money. The painter didn't ever wear a mask either. He is around 60 and still kicking despite 30 years of painting without a mask somehow. I worked for a restoration company. One time an elderly woman called them to clean her house. She was a hoarder or there had been a fire. I can't remember. Anyway, the company charged $57,000 for the work to be done, but in actuality they couldn't even get the charges to add up to $20,000. She couldn't file this on her insurance. There are other examples of gross overcharging, but this is the worst I know of that wasn't on the large loss side. The lesson here: if you have water, fire, mold, or hoarder damage and call in a company to clean it up, go through every line item on the invoice. Every single one. Olive Garden breadsticks are just Franz brand breadsticks, garlic salt, and butter ETA. It's margarine, not butter. I forgot there is a difference. I was the one who did an undercover news stories about Scamp's Pet Stores and their affiliation with Puppy Mills. Please don't buy from pet stores, folks. I used to work as a receptionist at an upscale salon. While I was there, the salon introduced a new line of products marketed towards men. Up until that point most of our products were marketed towards women, but the execs saw that we were getting more male customers. Every item in the men's product line was about half the cost of our other products. The men's shampoo was the exact same shampoo the salon had been selling for years, but because they put it in black packaging with the word man on it, it was half the price. The owner's explanation was, well, men don't want to pay that much for hair products. For the rest of the time I worked there, every time a woman came up to buy that shampoo I'd tell her that the men's shampoo was the exact same product for half the price. I used to work surveillance at a casino. From something like 3 stories high ceiling, we could zoom in on money on the table games and read the serial numbers of the bills. We could see the pips on the dice. Policy was to not look down blouses. When I worked at a Godiva store we would turn expired chocolate bars into sample pieces. Used to work at a graphic design firm. All our Adobe software was pirated. I used to work for a company that rhymes with Musbeed and we used to have somebody post this question every few months for material for one of our clickbait articles. One of our best restaurant in my town is locally famous and everyone goes there. They say everything is homemade. The thing they are famous for is the hot beef sandwiches with homemade potatoes and gravy. And the fish fry. The fish fry they also have during the week listed as an entree called the cod platter. It is instant Sysco brown gravy mix and instant Sysco mashed potatoes. The cod is only fresh and fried on Fridays. If you order it during the week it is frozen breaded Sysco fish fillets, aka a blend of random fish shaped into a stick.